So how on earth did I do a little over 700% in gains to my Discord inside of the buy and sell alerts that our premium members get exclusive access to? As you can see, just from a couple of these screenshots here, just from the past week, just from this past week, we're not even counting this month or even this year, we have seen some massive returns. 800 or 80%, 300%, 77% on a variety of different equities. Our members are eating too. 47 bucks here, 300 or 430 bucks, excuse me, 430 bucks, 245 bucks in gains, and more to be coming. So the question is, how did we go about doing this? How did we find these plays in the first place? That's something I see in the comments quite a bit, is you guys asking the question, how can I find plays like this and how can I make my own? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break down my exact strategy that I utilized to find a couple of these different option plays and give you guys some free game. All that I ask in return is that you join our Discord, head over to the Join Us tab, click any of these tabs, and once you're inside of here, this is how you'll get full access to a couple of those alerts. Actually, you'll get full access to all of the alerts that we talked about in the Discord today with the premium monthly or the premium yearly membership. All you have to do is hit that link, go inside of here, you'll get access to all of these benefits, hit the upgrade button, log in with your Discord, put in your payment details, and you'll be in. I'd recommend going with the premium monthly membership because you can dip your feet in, get a feel for how our Discord works and what we do. And if you like it, you can stick around for the next months. And if you don't like it, you can always cancel. No questions asked, no big deal. But make sure to get in with that first link down in the description of this video. But let's talk about how I figured out how to find all of these plays. Now, the main way that I like to do most of my day trading is with technical analysis. And that's what most people who are day traders utilize, right? Is technical analysis. We're not necessarily trading off of a company's balance sheet or its fundamentals. That's more of a long-term thesis, right? So what we're typically doing is we're starting on the daily, or that's the 1 hour, sorry, we'll go out to the daily. We're starting on the daily time frame. This is where I usually like to start most of my trades and figure out if there is a potential setup. I'll go to the daily and I'll look on TradingView at specific equities that have a couple of key features that I'm looking for. So for instance, we can go back actually to the Discord and even find my exact entry point on KO. So I ended up buying this, actually, I believe I bought this a little bit further. Let's actually head over to the buy and sell alerts here just to show you guys. So I actually ended up buying this at 7:59 yesterday, which at the time of making this video, today is June 14th, so that would have been June 13th. So let's go take a look on the charts and see what KO was doing on June 16th. As you can see, if we can kind of trace it back here a little bit, that's May. So this actually might even be too zoomed out right here. We actually need to get a little closer. We're going to jump down to the 15-minute just so I can show you guys a better example. So basically, we go back to right about here, June 13th. So on June 13th, we saw that KO basically didn't have much movement going on with it, right? It was kind of flat and it was starting to trend downwards, I noticed, as it crossed over these EMA lines. More specifically, the RSI was a little bit overbought too at these levels. So it looked like KO was gearing up to gap down a little bit and lose some value as far as the overall equity is concerned. Actually, this is DPZ. My bad, guys. We were on the wrong chart that whole time. Here we go. This is what we want to look at. So in this instance, actually, I did buy calls too. I was like, wait a minute, puts? Wait, I didn't buy puts on this. I bought a call. Right. So this was my example. So basically the RSI was super oversold, meaning that the stock had basically sold off a bunch. We're deep in the red. We're actually quite below most of the EMA lines here. And I was expecting a bounce at this level to go back up. The reason that for that basically being was that the RSI was significantly oversold. Volume was decent. It wasn't super high, but it also wasn't super low, right? We had kind of a medium volume on that day. And then once we started to see this confirmation, when we broke above this first EMA line, these EMA lines, by the way, I use them to determine momentum. And that's a big thing to understand, because if you understand how to determine momentum on a stock, you can more successfully predict accurately where it's going to go. right? So when we bought this stock, we basically bought it right at the bottom here at about 745. And then it ran all the way up here to the point where we generated, I believe it was a little over 60%. And then at the final actual kind of place, it ended up generating 86% in overall gains, which is super impressive, guys. The fact that that was a very easy play to look at. We just looked at the RSI, we checked the EMA lines. Once it crossed above those EMA lines and once it started to get a green candle, we entered in, we held it and rode it out all the way up to 80% and made a pretty decent profit on that. That was the first play that we did. Let me show you a play that we did a massive amount of numbers on, and that of course is ARM. This is a 300% gainer that we managed to spot here. And I'm going to show you kind of some of my thesis on ARM and what we were looking at and how that played out so well. First thing we need to do though is we actually need to go back to the original buy point, which of course I'm going to do by doing this, heading on back here. And it should be right around here. I believe this was a ARM. I don't know if this is a put. I traded ARM a couple of times in recent days. So I'm trying to find here we go. Okay, so the original strike price here, or the original call, was ARM 614, and this was a $141 call with an average of $3.80, with a stop loss at minus 27%. And basically, I entered at 11:57 a.m. on 610. So let's head over to that. We'll head over to that specific part on the chart here, which was a Monday. So this was where I entered in. I entered in at just about, let's see here, around this kind of area right here. And one of the things that I noticed here and why I was so bullish on this was that it was forming a rising wedge pattern or a bullish bull flag, whatever you'd like to call it. There's a couple of different names for this, but essentially a very bullish looking pattern. I saw that, and then come market open the next day, we gapped up massively. We're talking probably about a 30 or not 30%, but this is at least like a 5% to 6% move in overall price. Stock options ended up jumping a little over 80 to 70% here on this move. And holding it even further, this play skyrocketed, moving up and up every single market session. A little bit of a consolidation here, and then gapping up all the way to $165 from our initial entry point, which was $139. Massive amount of profits and gains to be made with this kind of move. And the craziest part is this was a very simple entry. Once again, we saw a bullish pattern and decided, okay, this was what we want to go with. We're going to trade this. And we entered in kind of on the low right here around 11:30, 11:15, and everything worked out from there. Again, guys, these are just a few examples of the daily buy and sell alerts that we send out in our Discord. If you want access to these plays and get access to our day-to-day thoughts and ideas inside of the stock market, make sure you use the first link down in the description. Once you use that link, you'll be taken to our Discord that looks like this. Head over to the Join Us tab and click any of these links in the Join Us tab. Once you do that, you'll then be taken to the Upgrade Chat website where you can purchase the Discord upgrade, which can either be the premium monthly membership or the premium yearly membership. Both of these are super solid options. I'd recommend going with the monthly membership. You can always cancel if you don't like it. If you do like it, you can stick around and continue to be inside of our amazing community. Hit the upgrade button, log in with your Discord, put your payment details in, and you'll be ready to go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys found some value with this. Comment down below if you had any other questions about trading stocks. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.